Alright, YouTubers, it's winter in Chicago. Snowy and cold. Can't go riding, but we can do some maintenance. And I picked up this bike about a month ago or so, and the fork seals are leaking. Basically the left fork seal is leaking. The right side is clean, really nice and clean. And I did some research on YouTube. And doing that research on YouTube about cleaning fork seals, I came across this guy called Sealmate. And rather than get a cheap Chinese copy, I just bought this one for a couple bucks more. About $8 I think it was. Figured I'd try it out. I got some quotes for fork seals, and they ranged, but basically that was around $380. So let's say $400 for cleaning and replacing the fork seals. And this thing's $8 plus who knows how much time, but I'm expecting it's not going to be much time. You could see right there, there's a nice big clop of dirt right under the dust cover. And I'm kind of finishing the job, and I just kind of thought that it'd be nice to share this information with you YouTubers and fellow motorcycle enthusiasts. It's looking really good. I didn't see a lot of dirt, and I'm finished. Like I said, I'm finishing up. I saw this big glob of dirt, and figured I'd share it with my YouTuber fellow bikers and sport bikers, and I guess and other bikers. Everybody who has a bike can use this. So I am going to put the light down and try to show you a little bit of what I was doing. This is the last part. So all I was doing was rotating, holding Sealmate and rotating this around. Of course I was using two hands. I can't do that right now. I'm going to clean that glob of dirt off before it gets and goes anywhere. But I've got a microfiber towel. One of the videos online that I saw, one of the YouTube videos, the guy mentioned using microfiber because it doesn't leave cloth particles behind. And the whole point of cleaning the and he also mentioned going down. So not going up into the fork, into the seal, but rubbing and removing the dust and the particles down, which makes a lot of sense. So you're not pushing the dirt back up into the fork or into the seal. So so I'll show you what I was doing somewhat as best as I can with one hand. Being that I'm using my phone, I haven't gotten a nice camera yet. Eventually I will. But the fat side of the Sealmate that goes into the fork, into the dust cap, right? And then you rotate it around. And what I was doing was I was rotating with two hands, holding the Sealmate, and that was working really well. It's not working so good with one hand. Let's see if I got anything. I don't see anything. So I'm kind of, like I said, at the tail end of doing the job, and so it's looking pretty good. I don't see any dirt. So really quickly with one hand, and so I'm wiping off the Sealmate. There is a little bit of dirt. There is right there a little bit of dirt that came out in that last pass. But I think I'm pretty satisfied with that, especially that I only have one hand. I'm inspecting, so going around the seals, going around the dust cover, and then inspecting and looking for dirt. So I'm going to try to make sure it comes out clean. And so you could see a little bit of oil right there, but I don't see any dirt in that oil. bit of the oil coming out of the dust cover. So it's, to me, at least it's clean oil. And I guess another nice little tip that I'm just thinking about right now as I make this video, it's probably good just to maintain one direction of flow, so you're not like moving one way, bringing the oil and the dirt out, and then maybe pushing it back in. So that's the last pass along the seal. Still see a little bit of dirt right there at the top. At the tip you can sort of see it. It's hard to see in the camera with the angle, with the distance. Maybe like right there. So let's go one more time along the dust cover. I'm hoping that this issue wasn't that severe, which it really kind of wasn't. But since I need to do the maintenance, since I can't go riding, and I can tend to be a little bit hard on my seals myself. I guess, you know, how hard you are depends on your riding style. I'm liking this one-hand deal. Seems to be getting it. And I don't see any dirt. I might try this a little bit more. So a little bit deeper in, and then rotate the seal. I might go see that little notch. I'm going to see if that's just one notch. We can bring it back all the way around to that notch. I don't know if that's the same notch. I'm going to go one more time. Yeah, I don't think it was the same notch. I think it was a different notch. See that I probably should have cleaned it first before I pulled it out. But let's try that again. Let's try that again. Let's try one. I think there's a couple of those notches too. 3. I don't think there's 4, but we'll just go around, take off the dirt. All right. And so I'll move that up. Let's move this stuff down. Let's move this stuff down. See if there's any dirt, whatever little dust might be on there. Bring it out of there. And then let me show you what I did with the fork seal. So I came up in here in a little bit of an angle. Up. And then you can hear it pop, snap. So it's in there. And then I'm rotating it up like 90 degrees or so that the seal mate is parallel or in the same direction as the fork. And then rotating it around. And I'll do it one more time for the camera, for you, for the viewers. And like I said, it's a little easier with 2 hands. Oof. Let's see, how does that look? Looks pretty clean. I'll wipe it off. We're going to start in the same area. I'm going to wipe it off. I'm wiping it off. Start in the same area, maybe a little bit before, so we make sure we get the same area. So boom, a little bit before where it came out. Ooh, it came out quick this time. So that's where is it at? There it is. That's what came out with it. This last pass. Okay, so let's try this again. So I'm pushing it in, rotating it. It's not easy, but we're getting it done. I'm getting it done. And rotate it. rotate it. Okay, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Hey, all right, it's not too bad. So I guess, you know, for the price, and I'm hoping, I've seen a few videos on these seal mates. It seems like this will be a really good fix, and it might really work. And especially if you don't have a really serious problem, which really, to tell the truth, when I looked at it, I really didn't have a serious problem. But I always like to stay on top of my maintenance. You know, you don't want to change the oil after the engine's blown. You change it before, and so you never have a blown engine. Well, yeah, you never have a blown out engine. And same thing, keep your tires inflated, change your filters, change your plugs before there's an issue. And hopefully you never have an issue, at least with those things that you're maintaining. Okay, let's pull this out. That's a little bit more than 360, or at least one rotation. So we'll pull it out, see how that looks. That looks nice and clean. So probably in the next video, I'll try to show you the method, the final method of putting the brakes on and cleaning it up, finalizing the job. But I'm really happy with this. And if, like I said, I saw several videos, and that was clean. I already cleaned it off on the towel, but sorry about that. I didn't show you, I don't think. But keep your I'm keeping my fingers crossed, my toes crossed. I'm hoping this works out, so I don't have to spend $400, or if I do it myself, I'm expecting it's still going to be about $100 or so with the parts and the time that it takes to do it. Who knows how much time that will be, since it will be my first time doing a fork seal. So I mean, I want to do my maintenance and ride the bike. I don't want to do extra things that I don't need to do or that are going to take a lot of time. So I think that's pretty clean. I'm ready to assemble it. Let's see, I can do that probably on camera. Just push the cover back in, the dust cover, like that. And I could show you, actually, before we log off, I should have probably started with this. Before I turn this camera off, I'm going to clean it one more time since my hands are all over there. I can be a little bit of a perfectionist. At least I tend to think that I am. Okay, so the dust cover's in there. I cleaned off the fork. And really quickly, I'm going to show you the tools I used. I used this guy. These are for body parts, for car parts, car body parts, for working on windows or whatever plastic or whatever body parts that you need to work on for disassembling them. And they're plastic tools. So I use this. I put this in here by the dust seal. Some of the guys were using screwdrivers and basically saying to be very careful and not to scratch anything, especially not to scratch the fork surface, because that's the surface that keeps the seal. So this is a very important to keep it smooth. You don't want to scratch it. And then what I ended up doing was putting the screwdriver, this little, can't find it, little tiny screwdriver with the microfiber like this. You could see the dirty spot. This dirty spot I put inside. So I put the screwdriver inside the microfiber towel, and then I went around the fork seal. And I could kind of show you that too, since I just took this out. So I went around the fork seal like this on the inside with the microfiber on the towel, so as to not scratch anything. and get all of the dirt out of there. So, so that's what I did before, prior. That was part of the initial part of the job. And I guess that's it for now, folks. I will get back to you with another video on basically using SealMate, and we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of hoping that I only need to do a couple of the jerky stops. Basically, I don't know how they. That's my way of describing it. Push the bike, put the brakes on, and then clean up the forks, because there's going to be some oil that's going to come out. That's our residue oil, and you want to remove that. I guess it's going to be dirty, so it doesn't go back up into the fork seal and cause a problem later on. And get all that dirty oil out. Do it a bunch of times. One of the YouTubers recommended doing it in repetitions of 10 and about 50 times. And if you look at the YouTube videos in the comments, there's lots of people who basically did it only after a few times and got their forks clean and with no oil coming out, no fork oil. So I'm kind of thinking that might be the case here, and I guess stay tuned. See ya later.